forward a couple of minutes and we'll get it all sorted. I apologize. I think I made a few errors with this. So if you've just joined me from a previous live stream, then I do apologize. It's literally like a split second. So I am sorry. G'day, Mikey. Thanks for joining me. I'm just going to spam like I do, and then I'll fix it. I'll start chatting normally. So let's have a look what we got on here. Here I am. Is live. Hey, that's me. Cool. So we've got one watching, so that must be you, Mikey. Oh, and Jeremy. Hello from beautiful one morning here in Ontario, Canada. Whoa. Lovely part of the world, and sounds lovely that it's hot. Rothgar, g'day. Oh, g'day, Rothgar. Thanks for joining, buddy. God, you guys are getting used to the Sunday lives now when I'm actually going live, which is great. It makes my life a lot easier, but I'll still spam nonetheless. Might get a couple more people in here. What should I put? I'll just put, I'm live, exclamation mark, with a link. That'll do nicely, I think. Post. I'm making a model kit in an hour. Have you got any paint recommendations? Says GP5VR. Good question, mate. Depends what you're painting. Could be... For me, I'm a big fan of Vallejo. I keep it very simple. AK paint's also very nice. If you're airbrushing, I would definitely recommend Tamiya acrylic. If you like enamel paints, SMS paints are really good. If you're airbrushing, as well as Tamiya, they're my go-to. I know AK3G have some nice airbrush paints as well for enamel. I think it's called the Real Color range. They're supposed to be really nice. But yeah, I go for Tamiya as my go-to for airbrushing. If you're ever struggling with airbrushing, start up with Tamiya. I'm painting a U-boat in 1/44 scale. If you're painting it, I'll definitely recommend Vallejo or AK3G. That's my go-to. Sorry, I rattled off a heap. So for me, it's Vallejo first, AK3G, which is the third generation paints. That for my brush painting, and then for my airbrushing, it's pretty much solely Tamiya paints, acrylic paints. Rothgar put on notifications. You're an absolute legend, Rothgar. Thank you so much. You've hit that bell icon, which is fan-bloody-tastic. GP5 says, okay, thanks. You're most welcome, mate. You're most welcome. Good luck with it. A nice U-boat in 1/44 scale. That must be bloody massive, actually. That must be huge. I'm thinking 1/44 scale. Most of the battleships in 1/700th scale. That must be a massive U-boat. All right, let's go. It is. Yeah, it must be massive. Adam TV says, please check out the American Paratroopers of Airfix. Yeah, I haven't got any Airfix stuff. I had this massive bag of plastic soldier models and they were in my mum and dad's house. And then when I moved out, I wasn't really painting. I wasn't really into all of this. I was a bit like, I'm a cool kid. I'm going out to the clubs and drinking and all that. And I went, I'll bin all of that. And then, yeah, I absolutely regret it. I'm a collector and it's the same size as my MP40. That's so cool. Is your MP40 deactivated though? Or is it live firing? That'd be awesome. Adam TV's put, they have cool poses. All right, yeah, I'll definitely check them out. I do remember the Airfix ones I had at the time, because I had not just my Airfix stuff, but my dad's stuff as well, which was terrible. I don't know why I binned it. Benjamin's put, hello there. Hello, Benjamin. How are you, mate? Thanks for joining us in another live stream. Yep, it's a deactivated one. Yeah, that's fair enough. Most of them are. Still, that's bloody cool. Has it got all the markings and such? Imagine if that MP40 could talk. Hello, Patrick. See, you've got to put a wave there. Hello, mate. How's it going? All right, let's just get rid of some of this junk. We see somebody's given me a like on one of my live streams that didn't really work out properly. So thank you for whoever that was. Let's get rid of them. So what else is everyone working on? So we've got GP5 doing a 1/44 scale U-boat. Mikey's put he was the like. You're a legend, Mikey. Thank you, mate. Um, count on you to be there on time, mate. I'm feeling a lot better than I did last time, that's for sure as well. I do apologize for the last stream. I was really in a different headspace. I don't know what was going on. Towards the end there, I was just spaced out. My brain was all foggy, and I could see one of my eyes, like eyelids halfway down the side of my eye there. I was like, Jesus, I've got to stop this now. Um, Mike Taylor's put hi everyone. Good day, Mike. Thanks for joining. Mikey and Mike, my two Panzer aces. Patrick as well, another Panzer ace. God, you Panzer aces are taking up this chat. It's bloody brilliant. I love having you guys on here. GP5's put, yep, it's airsoft, but it was made out of a deactivated one. That's so cool. Airsoft's illegal in Australia, which I hate. I would love to do airsoft, but in all honesty, I think if airsoft was illegal here, I wouldn't be painting. So you wouldn't be having any painting tutorials because I'd be playing airsoft all of the time. Jeremy's put that he's painting some Warlord Winter US infantry. They are some lovely, lovely sculpts, and that plastic sprue is just lovely indeed. Good luck with that, Jeremy. Benjamin's put painting stuff for my Flames of War ETC army. Oh yeah, that's coming up very soon, isn't it? What army are you painting? Ra has put, wow, I caught a live stream. Hey, you've joined. Well done, mate. You caught one. What's the time and where are you located? Oh, sorry. Patrick saying he's not going to be able to make the ETC this time. Adam's TV's put, can you paint the German Volkssturm from Offensive Miniatures? Don't think I've have any Volkssturm from Offensive Miniatures, but I do have some Volkssturm 20mm figures. Will that do? Pedro, not allowed to tell you, sorry, as the armies have not been made public yet. Okay, yeah, definitely. Mum's the word. Keep that one quiet. Although I think mum is a word implies that you would have told me. So yeah, just keep it quiet. No, the games are normally about 3 hours. So in your free time after you could. Lol. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, 3 hours. Maybe. Ross put Melbourne, 11:30 p.m. Oh, yeah. Wow. You are on late. Thank you for joining. That's dedication right there, mate. I hope you don't have work too early in the morning. Rough Gosport, I had guests from overseas over the last few weeks. They have left now, and I'm putting my paint area back together, including removing a single bed from that room. Oh, that's dedication, mate. Yeah, I know what it's like when you've got relatives coming, especially from like overseas or something. Everything halts at home, and you have to make up a lot of room. Patrice will enjoy a time like kids, I guess. Oh, of course, it's the King's birthday tomorrow for you guys over East. We had ours last week, I think. So my office is going to be very quiet because all of my colleagues over East won't be in. So hopefully I can just relax and just cruise on by. Oh dear, yeah, but 11:30, that is dedication, but I can see why you've joined now. What are you painting in particular, mate? I suppose you won't be painting now, but what have you been painting, I should say? Ironically, I was looking at your old painting French World War II minis video. Oh wow, that was an old one. No, it's not too old, is it? That's not too bad, that one. I think I'll do the French differently and the Italians as well. I really need to redo the Italian tutorial because that is just a terrible tutorial. I think I offended the whole of Italy when I made that tutorial, but I didn't know. I knew nothing about the Italian uniforms. Benjamin's just replying to Patrick. It's good that you guys come on here and have a good chat as well on the chat. It's really good to see. You guys we're all a friendly bunch, aren't we? There's no hate here. It's all just friendly chat. It's really great to see you guys all chatting. I've just picked some friends who have an early war army, so doing some research in 28 mil, or are you painting 15 mil? Because I think Flames of War used to have a really nice French range. I painted 28 mil dwarf infantry from off mark. It was a lot of fun. You can do it too. I've never heard of it, but yeah, I'll check it out, Adam. Thanks for the recommendation, mate. Ross put that as 28 mil. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm assuming the Plastic Warlord French, and I'm assuming they have metal as well for like their gun teams and stuff. Mikey's put, I've been very quiet on the painting bench this week. I had so many appointments and interviews, but everything is looking up. Oh, okay, cool. That's great, mate. It's great to hear. You can get back into painting. I saw that picture you sent me. It looks like a bit of a mess. I hope that wasn't your wife hinting for you to do something. Mike's put his painting some paras. Well, where's the shock there? I want to start seeing you painting the Germans to fight those paras. Patrick's replying to Benjamin. Iron Ghost, good morning from St. Louis, Missouri. Putting some base colors on the Victrix Germans, patiently waiting for your splinter vid. Yes, I'm working on it right. Well, not now, but I was working on it. It's almost it's been recorded. It's almost edited. So that shouldn't be too long away now. And what's the weather like for you in St. Louis now? If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be bloody hot and probably humid. Rasport, it's an army that a mate was getting rid of, so it's a mix of metal and plastic. Oh, that's awesome. I love those types of armies too. You can normally get them at a good price. Ian's put, ahoy hoy. G'day, mate. Thanks for joining. I'm assuming you've put your K&L to work, or you're painting some more reinforcements for your K&L. But yeah, what are you working on, mate? Thanks again for joining the chat and the live stream. So hopefully some of you would have caught that D-Day diorama that I did. That was such a fun diorama. But I tell you what, those Pegasus Hobby miniatures are just a bitch to clean up. They are just horrible. They look so good. If you can clean them up nicely, if they were a hard plastic or a metal, they would clean up so well and they would look brilliant. But yeah, they were just insanely hard to clean up. That's why I hate soft plastic. If I can avoid soft plastic, I will at all costs because it's just, oh God. It's been raining here a couple of weeks, so too humid to start anything. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Have you had a close look at any of the new Victrix Germans? Yeah, we've got the tutorial coming up. I posted a picture on my socials. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, if we can get a good light on this guy. Ooh, it's not a good light. It's probably a terrible shot of my face. But there he is. He's painted. Terrible light. Sorry. If you look on my community page on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, I posted a better photo of him. He looks pretty good in terms of the way he's painted up. I'm not 100% happy with him, but it'll do. I painted... Oh, there we go. Man down. I painted rain marks on him and on his splinter, and didn't come out as nicely as I would have liked, but it would do for now, I think. Splinter's one of those things you either go with raindrops or you don't. I've got a little technique where I'll go with a really dark base color and then a really light little dry brush around to give the illusion of raindrops. But I wanted to go with dark green raindrops to be a bit more accurate. So when you see the video, I'll let you guys make up your minds. But this Splinter tutorial was painted using Vallejo paints. All right, so I've moved away from AK for my SS and Fallschirmjäger here tutorials, just to give you guys some other options. Because I know that's normally the biggest requested thing is, oh, can you paint them up in Vallejo? So I do. I've done that this time around. And I'll probably make the video into 2 videos. So we'll do the one of me painting the whole miniature and then one of just his splinter. And I'll probably paint using the piece of paper again. Because I think that was really good to show you guys exactly what I'm trying to explain. Because I'm terrible at explaining stuff. Wow, that was a long reply. Ryan Scale Model World says, hello, good day, my friend. Thank you for joining another live stream. It's really good to see you on here. Raspberry nice. I keep seeing pictures of them and they are so tempting. Yeah, they're really nice actually. They're really nice. I will say the difference between the Victrix Germans and the Warlord Games Germans is Victrix are probably proportionally a little bit more realistic, um, but the details aren't as thick as what they are on Warlord Games miniatures. So there's a little bit less room for error if you put a bit too much of a paint on and it gets a bit thick and it goes over that bit of detail, then you're going to lose it. Whereas the Warlord Games ones, you get a bit more of that leeway for error. If you put a bit too much paint on, you're not really going to notice it. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, they are very, very nice figures indeed. Adam teaches, are you a football fan? I am. I am. Not a massive one because when we watch the English Premier League, that is, it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I can't be arsed waking up with all that. I wake up for the World Cup and the Euros, but not for the Premier League. I support Leicester City, and we've just been relegated to the Championship. I'm from Leicester too, so that's why. Benjamin and Patrick are still talking about the ETC. And other tournaments there by the looks of things. Ryan Scale Model World said he's been painting Russian bolt action minute models in summer uniform. I have got that tutorial as well coming up very soon. So yeah, that's really good to see you painting them, mate. I should definitely try and check those out that you've painted. But yeah, I don't think I've got any Russians on the page. Did I do Russians in 12 mil? I might have done Russians in 12 mil. I've got a T-34 and a couple of tanks, but I haven't got any actual infantry, so that's something I should really do as well. Um, Benjamin's replying to Patrick. Well, I can't wait for the new Soviets for bolt action. Have they released any like teaser photos of the new bolt action Soviets at all? Ryan's put they're mainly khaki uniforms. Yeah, yeah, and they've got a green as well, right? It's like that green color. But at least there's not too much webbing and stuff. Ian's put some 3D renders. Oh, okay, cool. So they have been highlighting that. That's cool. I should try and check those out. I haven't really seen too many of those teasers. Ross put, yeah, a few glimpses of minis renders at one of the cons. Okay, yeah, you guys get access to all them, I'm assuming, because there's a few of those in the UK, right? There's been a few expos that you guys have had, really. John Shepherd's put, yeah, I'm really happy with my War Games Atlantic German minis. I've been painting with camo tunics for Chain of Command. Just ordered some support options from Etsy. Okay. I haven't had any War Games Atlantic on the channel. I have seen them, so maybe I should look at getting some, maybe reaching out to them. Um, yeah. I'm not too sure with that. I'll have to do it because I do like to compare the minis. But I'm all about the 20 mil figures at the minute. I'm going through a bit of a 20 mil craze. Been enjoying it. Okay, so I've got a question for all. Does everyone like casualty figures? I asked this and I'm looking at touching base with a sculpt to see about starting up a little range. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if this counts, but casualty figures. I love medics. I love medical figures and stuff. I think they make young rangers look so cool and unique, right? Like I've got a guy, got the stretcher bearer team here for my 20 mil Germans, British Airborne. I've got my medic with his flag here, British Airborne. There's a chaplain I've got as well in the 20 mil form of Airborne. I think all of that stuff's really cool. In terms of like actual casualties, I think that's also a really good idea for markers and stuff. Um, but for me, 20 mil wise, AB figures do some great, like first medical teams and casualties and stuff. But I'm assuming you're talking 28 mil, and I think that'd be a really good idea. However, starting up ranges, I think, is very expensive, right? Very, very expensive. I think I asked somebody to look at doing a 20 mil Gurkha range, and it was like, oh, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. I can't afford that. Benjamin Patrick still talking Flames of War tutorials and lists. Hetzers I see put in the comments section there, and Tigers. God, you guys are getting all the good stuff there. Ian's put, I think casualty figures are cool but too tedious. Just like building with removable floors, inevitability, all my figures will be placed inside on the top floor, even if they are on another floor. Yeah, that's true. John's put, yeah, I used to play 50 mil Flames of War. I made an objective out of tent stretchers and dead figures. Yeah, I think everyone likes casualty figures, regardless if you're going to use them as an objective or actually put them in the game. I think things like Battle Group allow for you to have like medical teams and stuff. I'm not sure about bolt. I think bolt action you can get a medic, right? I'm not sure how involved they are, but I know Battle Group you can get a medic, a stretcher bearer, um, team, it's a first aid, uh, like assembly area, or like a medical assembly area. So yeah, you can get quite a lot in bolt action for that. Battle Group, sorry. Yes, bolt action has medics. Yeah, I thought so. I remembered them having medics. Benjamin's put, I need to find 50 mil Indian child to paint up as a jam boy for my Flames for Indian army. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good idea. Just get like a 12 mil figure. Their usefulness is debatable. Yeah, that's true. I know in Battle Group, they give you more morale. Is it BR? Battle rating. So if you get like a medic, I think he's rated 1 or 2. If you get like the actual medical team, I can't remember what the hell was it called first. Anyway, they're like at the rear. I think they're rated like 5 points, so they have a value for taking, and then they just look cool. They're not actually going to be doing too much. But having a medic running around, being able to maybe save somebody or heal someone is pretty cool. And I like the thought of like a chaplain, but what's a chaplain going to do in a wargaming scenario? Maybe give morale. Maybe give morale. That's a good idea. Like a bannerman would do in like a medieval one. You can have a chaplain running around and he's boosting the morale of your troops. I still haven't got around to making sandbags. Can I use Tamiya putty for that? Yeah, absolutely, mate, for sure. You can use Tamiya putty for that. John's put chain of command, a medium is available to support, a medic is available as support option. You can remove wounds from platoon commander or second in command. That's interesting. I'm going to really look into chain of command. I think V2 is being sent, and I'm really, really going to sink my teeth into it because it looks like a great rule system, as well as I'm being a little bit biased because my figures are in the book too. Just a little plug there, guys, if you haven't seen already. J Van says, first aid station, extra BR, and a lovely thing to model. Exactly my point. Exactly. Right on. John's put medic, yes. Ian's put in bolt action, a chaplain removes pins. Ah, that's a really good thing. I didn't even know bolt action had chaplains, so that's cool. Yeah, so they really are catering for everyone. I know. Does bolt action have like? Does your signalers have a rule? Because I know in like battle group, signalers have a rule. Or like wire teams, you get wire teams, signalers, like runners, depending on your army and what you want to spend. Whereas like Flames of War doesn't have any of that. I think they've got medics in NAM, but only for the US. No rules in BA for comms. Yeah, I don't remember any rules in BA for comms, to be fair. I've played a good few games of first edition Chain of Command, not got second edition yet. Oh, when you do, keep an eye out for my figures. God, I'm really plugging the book, aren't I? John's put, I like casual figures and medic figures. They add local colour and character to the scene. Yeah, precisely. Couldn't agree more. Ian's put, sort of. You could argue that's what your forward observers are doing. Yeah, true. True. I I don't know. I do love a good signaler though, especially for my British Airborne. I love seeing them with a headset on, beret on, headset on. They've got their backpack, their antenna sticking out the radio. I think that looks bloody awesome. Actually, he's right here. My little. I've got two of them actually. One crouch. I think Paul Hicks did a great range for Warlord games back in. Oh, terrible, terrible. You can't see him, but yeah, 20 mil para. God, I love my 20 mil AB figures. Definitely check them out. Mark's put afternoon. Good afternoon, Mark. Thanks for joining, buddy. You've come at the midway point, which is great. This is when it's just getting warmed up. What are you painting? And Mike E has asked a really good question. Are you somebody that likes casualty figures, so medics, injured soldiers, chaplains, etc., etc.? I'm assuming is what he means. I could be completely wrong, but when I hear casualty figures, I think that sort of thing. We're just trying to get a gauge. I think most people are on the, yeah, we like them, and then the odd person's a bit like, maybe not. Not real much use from a wargaming perspective. Ryan's put, I just brought some new Warhammer 40k rubric Marines. Yeah, I don't really know anything about Warhammer 40k, buddy. I got a handed a load of freebies, but I've not even touched them yet, to be fair. Or to be honest, I don't know why I keep saying to be fair. But it's something I probably will get around to eventually, but I want to do something a bit more historical themed. Mikey's put, you got it. Okay, so you're confirming what I'm saying, which is great. Cheers, mate. I appreciate it. Let's move that mortar out of the way. Raz put Rubik E plus 1,000 Suns Marines. Okay. Yeah, that's well over my head. I don't know what any of that means. All I remember is Space Marines and Imperial Guard and some like alien looking things that ran around with guns. That's as far as my Warhammer 40k knowledge goes. I'm going back to when I was like 14, I think. But I was a Team Lord of the Rings guy. I wasn't a Warhammer guy at the time. I wanted to paint my Lord of the Rings figures instead. John's put, war games at Lansing don't have a huge range of royalty figures. I have the British SAS Commando Parabox and the Panzer Lear box. Okay, I'll check them out, John. Yeah, check them out. I remember I had like I still haven't got Perry on the channel. What are some other ones out there? I think Perry's the big one that I haven't got on the channel yet. I do have some Perry medieval figures that I might do, but that's from my own personal like sort of figures that I try and paint up, but I haven't touched in years. So yeah. Rise put, yeah, that's right, 1,000 Sun. Rise put, wow, I find it fascinating you didn't start with some form of Warhammer considering how young you are. That's pretty unusual in wargaming. Yeah, honestly, I did start with Warhammer as in I was 10, but it wasn't Warhammer. I used to get the Lord of the Rings Battle Games magazines. They were so good. My dad took me to watch Lord of the Rings at the movies, and then it was like, obsessed with Lord of the Rings. I wanted everything Lord of the Rings in terms of miniatures. So I used to go to the Games Workshop shop in Leicester and sit there for hours once a month, whatever it was, painting Warhammer, Lord of the Rings figures. And they had the Warhammer tables set up and they had the Warhammer 40k, but I was just never into it. I wanted to paint my Gondor army, and then I wanted to paint my Rohan army. I wanted to be all like the good Lord of the Rings teams. And then we moved to Australia, and I was like, nah, I'm not painting anymore. I'm going to game. So I gamed for years. And then I wanted to become one of the cool kids. So I went out, trying to become a cool kid, drinking, trying to chase girls, failing. And then one day I was scrolling eBay, and I don't even know what I was looking for. I have no idea. And some Flames of War figures came up, and I was like, I want those. And they look awesome. And then that's how it all started. But I used to pay people to paint. So I think when I was 17, I used to look at my figures and be like, that looks awful. Like I look terrible. Why doesn't my figure look like what it is on the box? So then I used to pay people to paint my figures for me. And then when I got to about probably, I don't know, 18 or 19, whatever it was, may have even been younger, I might be getting my dates completely wrong. I just went, why am I wasting so much money getting people to paint me figures? I'm paying people to paint me. Now, there's no denying that what they were painting was fantastic. I think I had Andy Single paint me some stuff at some point, or Singleton, I should say. And then one day I just went, nah, I'm just going to start trying to paint myself. And it was very much trial and error because I would do a terrible job and then I'd stop painting for months, and give up and just hate it, sell it, and move on. And then eventually I started painting more often and started watching videos on YouTube, and yeah, eventually got to the point where I felt confident enough to put it on YouTube, and then the rest is literally history. Here I am talking to you guys, explaining the story of my life. So yeah, I do apologize, but it just gives you a little bit of food for thought. If you're in this chat now and you're going, I can't paint very well, I couldn't. I really, really couldn't. If I have pictures of my old stuff, I would love to show you. And it took me ages to start painting to a level where I'm happy to put it online. And I still get embarrassed with what I put online. So you're always going to be your own worst enemy, but you can do it. Honestly, you can do it. As soon as you get the right technique, you'll be blown away by how well you can paint. All right, that is enough of that. If you have a 3D printer or know a guy, Wargames Atlanta has quite a bit of World War II available. Okay, I will check out that. I don't have a 3D printer. I just don't have the time. I really wish I did. But I will look it up, and I definitely know a guy, as well as some local companies I can reach out to. Marcus put Lord of the Rings was my first Games Workshop figures. Yeah, definitely. Did you get the Battle Games magazine set though, or did you just go for the box sets? Ryan's Pot, I love Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's such a good series, and you've got to watch the trilogy with all of the deleted scenes. It's just so good. Can't wait for my sons to be of age to watch that again. Although my Rocky's already watched it with me, but he was very young, probably child abuse. I shouldn't have been showing him. Raspat started with scale modeling, then shifted to World War II wargaming with those hard, soft plastic minis from Airfix, Matchbox, etc. Homemade rules. Oh, that's awesome. I remember I used to have I used to have toy soldiers before I knew like wargaming, and I used to have the Airfix, the Rebel and stuff. And that was my uncle, and I was really young, 5, 6. And I used to roll up my socks, make them into little assault boats. I used to go on the stairs. I used to have my Hornby electric train set, and commandos would come and blow up the train track, and the German train would be coming down the line and be big battle, all of that sort of fun stuff. The things to get you through your childhood when you didn't have access to phones and computers and stuff. But I have a pic somewhere of 3 figures that are all the same poster but painted at 5-year intervals to show my improvement. I'll throw it on Facebook later. That is a really, really good idea. Yeah, I never did that. I know I was very quick to sell my stuff, and I still do. I get to the point where I'm like, I'm going to sell some stuff. So I don't have that history, unfortunately, and then I really regret it. But in the moment, I was going to sell this stuff. Marcus bought box sets to start, then jumped on the battle magazines. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I didn't even know what Games Workshop was. Even when I was getting the magazines, because I never would read them probably. I just wanted the figure and the little paints that came with it. And then I remember I was walking the high street in Leicester with my parents one day, and I was like, what is this shop? The Games Workshop shop. I was like, what is this? And they had an Asciliath table, and that was it, man. I was I want this for my birthday. I want this for Christmas. I want, whatever I can get my hands on, please. I'll do whatever I need to do. Benjamin's put War Games Atlantic have some nice 3D printable Danish World War II minis for those of us who prefer to play 5-minute games. As a Dane, I'm allowed to make fun of our army in World War II. Yep, definitely, mate. I get that. Hey, but at least you put up a fight, regardless of how long it was. You put up a fight. Ross Gamer, where do you get the battle game magazines? They are long gone, my friend. They are absolutely long gone. That was about 20, 25 years ago. I think it was in the 2000, early 2000, maybe even earlier than that. It was whenever, was it the first release of the Fellowship? That's when they started coming out. Maybe not, maybe Two Towers, but it was only out, limited run. I wish they redid it because it was a super, super good series, but yeah, I doubt they'll ever do that. Toy Soldiers what me got me into wargaming, says Ian. Having all these troops and wanting something more to use than my imagination. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't know anything about wargaming until I was like properly. Like I knew about Lord of the Rings, but I still didn't wargame with them. I had no idea. I just wanted to collect the armies and try and throw some dice. But proper like historical wargaming didn't hit me till I was in my 20s. Uh, Ryan's put I am late for the magazines then, lol. Just slightly late, mate. Sorry. Um, do you work with? Sorry, so this is tight head prop painting. Do you work with 1/35th scale miniatures? Not currently, but I am definitely open to it. Um, and I believe I might have some coming. Um, Maybe. I haven't really heard of anything. The company reached out to me wanting to send me some 1/35th scale models. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, then yes, we'll see some on the channel. I think if I go the 1/35th scale route, I should increase, well, I should access a new audience and hopefully increase the channel's range and growth and everything else. So it's another avenue I can pursue. But I will say I feel like I'm more of a specialist painter with the smaller stuff. The higher I go, even 28 mil stuff, I'm not happy with it. My 20 mil is my sweet spot. 50 mil to 20 mil, I feel like I'm pretty happy with it. Even 50 mil, I'm still not 100% with it, but 20 mil, I'm normally pretty happy with what I put out. So that's like my sweet spot. I'm gonna say expertise, but it's not. But that's where I feel the most confident. So 1/35 scares me, but I'm gonna give it a good shot. It's mostly the face, like I don't paint eyebrows and facial hair and dark lips and stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. John's put, I started with historicals and found Games Workshop through Wargaming magazine. So I play historical and 40k and play Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, you play it all, mate. That's really good. Harry at Fog of War, he plays D&D and he paints some really good D&D models. I've never ever played it. I don't know anything about it. But I know it's very popular with people that aren't so much into the wargaming or the Warhammer scene. Sorry. Ross put the magazines, free stuff on the cover so you can slow build and stop sending them to the newsagents halfway through and you have to subscribe to get the rest of the issues. Yeah, I don't remember. Honestly, I didn't get too many of them. I think I got like 10 and then I've discovered the shop and I was like, I don't need the magazines anymore. I want the box sets. I want the Gondorian infantry. Then I want to go buy the Bannerman. Then I want Aragon in his, as Strider, and then I want Aragon as the king of men and whatever else. That's long gone now. I should do it though. I should, for nostalgia's sake, I should just go and get another Gondorian army and paint it up because I bloody loved it. It was so good. I really want to do like Gondorian knights with like sort of like a medieval look to them. So put the covers over the horses and have like nice patterns on them and stuff. I think that would look cool, but then it's not really in the movies, is it? Tight head prop paintings. Put. I understand that. I try to jump between wargaming miniatures and scale modeling minis. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think I've seen your channel. I'll definitely check it out. Let's see if I can open it up in now. I'll just type it in here just so I don't lose it. So it'll be interesting to see. Tight head prop painting. There we go. We'll check that one out. YouTube. Oh, cool. There we go. We got you. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Tiger 2. Rubicon models. That is a lovely Tiger 2. for Berlin, I'm assuming, with all those covers on there. All right, well, consider yourself subscribed, my friend. 62 videos, lovely work. Yeah, there's some great stuff on it. Check it out, guys. Go and check this guy's channel out. It's lovely. I'll look at that more, mate. That's a really good channel. I have a sorry, I've just lost connection just for a second there. We're back. I have a modern 135th Mini I'm working on at the moment. I'm also painting 1/10th scale busts. Jesus, yeah, I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. The one I'm on at the moment is a Crusader Knight. God, power to you, man, because that's a good way of doing it. I can't do that. 1/10th is a huge. That must be massive. I feel like painting a baby. But I'm surprised more traditional model companies haven't embraced some of the wargame scales. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Italieri were trying, right? They've released like quick build tanks and stuff. But it would be interesting to see like Tamiya and Airfix and stuff do it because they could do really well. I mean, like imagine if Airfix created their own wargaming, like historical World War II wargaming range. Imagine how popular that would be. Yeah. Mark's but I started reading wargame magazines as I liked the pictures. Joined the army, never did any war until I retired and found a club 10 minutes down the road and I completely addicted. Well, thanks for your service, mate. And welcome to the wargaming scene. But yeah, you did what most of us probably should have done, where we historical painters and like, never joined the army. I was really close to joining. I remember my whole childhood, I think everyone says is that didn't, but my whole childhood was my whole focus was I'm going to join the military, and then for some reason I just went into aviation, and became an avionics engineer in the civil world. But then I started. I'm contracted to the Royal Australian Air Force, so I sort of consider that me going somewhat to the military, except I don't have to do all the marching and the saluting and stuff. That's where I get away with all of that. But I help the military out, so I do my bit where I can, I suppose. Raz replying to Ian, Raz has put some fat bastard word. I painted a baby. Yeah, I can't do a Scottish voice, but I know exactly where you're going with that. God, I love Austin Powers. Lord Papkins put, I'm an NCO right now. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations and thanks for your service, buddy. Ian's replying to Ra, John Shepard. I think a lot of people started wargaming because of Airfix in the 1970s. Yeah, that's what, 20 years before my time. God, what would your paints would have been back then in the 70s? What sort of paints were you guys using back then? I imagine Vallejo and that wouldn't have been around. Was it Tamiya? '70s? I wasn't even a speck in my dad's eye at the time, says yeah. Yeah. Mike's put lead-based paint low. Yeah. You guys were using asbestos. Eating asbestos and painting with lead-based paint. Funny about Airfix, because Hornby's slowly increasing their stake of ownership in Warlord Games, there will be sister companies. I was going to mention that, right? And then I was like, nah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it's a really good point. It's very, very interesting that you think they've put, they've bought some stakes in Warlord Games. Rothgar's put, I started with Humbrol enamels. Yeah, it was all about enamels. I know a lot of the older guys that I know that are scale modelers, they only paint in enamels, and they're like, I don't know how you can use these water-based paints. They dry so quickly. And then I'm like, I don't know how you can use these enamel paints. They're so wet. They take ages to dry. Yeah, different generations. Humbrol enamel paints, so lots of people off there trolley with fumes. Yeah, that's like when I'm using this stuff. I swear I get bloody head spins using the Tamiya cement. It just bloody so strong, that stuff. Or we're just We're not made of the same sort of steel as you guys were. John's put Humbrol tins. Yes, the little tiny tins. I remember popping them open, the thick little sludge, and then the bit of what you have to give it a really good mix. Mike's put Rubicon do some cracking 28mm models. I really need to look at some of those because they do look awesome. I've seen a lot of those. Ian's put people that are good with enamels can do amazing things with them. Oh, there's no disputing that. I can't use enamels to save my life. I've seen some great things paint, especially vehicles with enamel paints. I just can't use them. I just hate the drying time. It takes so long. I just hope that Hornby don't end up trying their pricing models with Warlord. Every time I see the price of a model trains, I just about faint. Yeah, they are bloody expensive. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Right. John Holland's put, I found miniature wargaming in all of this, a US sports magazine called Sports Illustrated back in the early 80s. No way. I guess it could be considered a unique sport, perhaps. Jeffrey's put enamels were the only game in town in the 70s. Only started using acrylics in 1989 Citadel paint set. Well, there you go. I mean, it makes sense, right? You're going to use what you can use. And I imagine a lot of people, when acrylics first came out, were like, this is rubbish. I'm going to stick with my enamels, but I just can't. I don't know why, I just can't use enamels. Airbrushing, yes, but painting, I just can't do it. Ryan's game was, but I'm going to save a bit of money for the Middle Earth set. Yeah, I'm tempted, man. I'm really tempted to get some Lord of the Rings figures now. I always try and look for secondhand ones, though. I don't want to pay Games Workshop prices right now. Or Warhammer. Are they called Games Workshop still? Or are they called Warhammer? Anyway, they look so expensive. It's unbelievable how expensive these figures are. And people pay it. I'm like, this is crazy. This is so expensive. Come to the historical wargaming scene. It's not that expensive. Metal figures that are cheaper than the plastic. Rothgar, John is right. Terps and then going to bed in the same room having warm buns. Bloody. John's but I use acrylics but use oil washes as well. Yeah, I do like an oil wash. I will agree with you on that one. I want to try. There's the ready-made oil washes. I can't remember what they're called now, what company made them. But they look the business, so I might give them a go. So you don't have to mix up your own. They're already ready mixed and you can just use them however you want. On Sports Illustrated had an article on American football players who played Napoleonic Wars with 25mm figs during their off-season. Napoleonic Wars, of all the things I would imagine an NFL player would do if they were playing wargaming with wargaming figures, it would not be Napoleonic. Like surely, like American Civil War would be one, or World War II, World War One. Yeah, Napoleonic. That's interesting. I mean, it would look cool though. Could you imagine NFL players these days doing that though? I mean, that would be crazy to see. Oh god, I really need to get a better backdrop, don't I? This is just terrible. I'm just looking at myself. This is all I do, right? So I'm talking to you guys and I'm looking at myself on the laptop, and I've just got junk everywhere. I need to start pimping out this room a bit more, making it look a bit more professional. Rasput, is that a Citadel castle in the background? It is not. This castle is from a company called... I forgot them again. Ugh. Tabletop Workshop. You're going to see it on the channel very soon. And I will tell you, it is a fantastic castle. 28 mil castle. It is bloody fantastic. It's going to be great for any medieval wargamer in 28 mil or Warhammer painter player. It is a great castle. It's modular, so they clip in. You don't need to. It's not like those resin castles where put a bit here, put a bit there, but there's a giant gap between each bit. This is all clips in, nice and smooth. Everything goes together really, really nicely. They've done a superb job on that castle. All modular, like I said. Yeah, very, very nice. If you're in the market for a castle, definitely go check out their website. John Spot, I always buy second-hand Games Workshop or use War Games Atlantic as the troops look almost identical to some Imperial Guard figures. That's a good. Thanks for the tip, mate. I'll definitely check that. These War Games Atlantic, this company out, because you guys are liking this. Ian Spot, as an American, I get tired of hearing about the American War of Independence, American Civil War. I get their importance or history, but there's other things going on in the world. Spanish-American War would be interesting to wargame that. Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the same, even with like being English or living in Australia. Like, I don't just want to play World War One, Gallipoli, or D-Day, or maybe Arnhem is what I'm into at the minute. But like the Far East, even though it was a conflict the Brits were in, it's really not that common for people to really be into, and that takes my interest. I'm really interested in like the Bush Wars and Zulu Wars and stuff like that. I suppose the Brits were in that, but you get the idea. It's not me generalizing. It's just Napoleonic Wars would be. I would not have assumed that the NFL players would have wanted to do that. I thought it'd be a bit more related to American history. Yeah, each to their own, I suppose. And the Spanish-American War would be interesting to wargame there. I'd love to also. I don't really know anything about that war, so I do apologize. Nor do I know anything about much about American history, to be completely fair. So yeah, I need to do my research. But there is one. What was that one, that outpost in Texas? Alamo. Yeah, I'd like to wargame that because that looks interesting. It's almost like a Rorke's Drift, but the US version. I don't believe any of them survived, right? The US Rangers. John's put, I have the Far East supplement for Chain of Command. Oh, awesome. Have you seen my figures in the book? I think on both books, Chain of Command version 2 and Chain of Command Far East, my figure appears on the first page as well. Jeffrey's put, Tabletop Workshop medieval buildings are great. They come with ready molded interiors. Have some for Lion Rampart. They are so good, aren't they? Even the interior walls have those doors, like the little archways. It's just really, really well done. They've done such a good job. Ryan Scale model was put. I was tempted to get into Napoleon's Wargaming because of TV series Sharp. I've never watched it. I've never ever watched it, but I should do because it looks interesting. And I'm a huge fan of the of Sean Bean. Sean Bean, isn't it? Is in that? Oscar, hello, mate. Thanks for joining. We'll be doing a Panzer Race live stream, I think next week. No, the week after next. Again, but thanks for joining, mate. Another Panzer Race in the channel. I think that's 4. No, yeah, 4 of the Panzer Races are in the channel. That's awesome. Ian's put, you don't know American history. I was led to believe you were the center of everything. Well, sorry to disappoint you, mate. Lord Papkins put, Polish fire and sword is dope. Again, don't know anything about the Poles, not even in like the Second World War. All I know is those like winged hussars that looked bloody badass, and the Polish airborne. That's as far as my Polish history goes, which is terrible. I know, I'm just awful at doing this sort of thing. But I'll definitely check out Polish Fire and Sword. John Hollands, but after reading the article, deeply inspired by the pictures, I started gluing my Airfix 20mm figs to base and making up very simple rules. Yeah, that sounds awesome, mate. Mikey Blakesport, Brigade Miniatures in the US do the best sharp riflemen. God, you guys keep throwing out all these companies. It was it Sabotage 3D last time? Now it's Brigade Miniatures and War Games Atlantic. I need to start writing all of this down because it goes in one ear out the other when I've come off the live stream. Oscar's put, we are slowly taking over. Yeah, you guys are. We just need more. Come on, Panzer Races. Let's keep going. Let's get more Panzer Races in here. We can take over this chat. John Shepherd's put, I have quite a few of the Osprey Wargame rulebooks, but not Lion Rampart. Always fancied getting it. Lion Rampart, as well as, what's that other medieval one that's out in a minute? Baron's War. That's the one. That looks awesome. And the Rothko's put, I got into Napoleon because of Turnip 28, then watch Sharp afterwards. Okay, I haven't watched any of these. I need to watch these. By Fire and Sword is a Swedish invasion on Poland in the 1600s. I have some minutes to that game too. Too bad they're kind of useless in the updating stuff in other than Polish. Oh, okay. I think you've told me about this before, actually, Oscar. So yeah, I do remember us having this conversation. John's put, correct. Alamo combatants were all killed or executed afterwards. The few women, children, and a couple of enslaved men were spared. Yes, crazy time, right? Crazy, crazy time. Mike's put, I'll drop in the link in the lounge for you. Yes, thank you very much, mate. Mike Taylor's put, I have to say, Sabotage 3D stuff is fantastic. I reached out to Sabotage 3D. He's really busy at the moment, so that's how it's been left. We won't be getting these samples, and I don't think he sends to Australia. So I'm going to have to try and find somebody locally to potentially 3D print something for me. He may send me stuff in the future. I don't know. But at the moment, it's not looking too likely. But that's fair. That's fair enough. It is what it is. You can't expect everyone to send you samples, especially in this industry. A lot of people are doing it on their own, in their own time, like me doing it. So, as well as doing full-time work. So it's no hate here. Just hopefully I need to get some 3D prints perhaps and get somebody to print them locally. Joshua, but there's Dragon Rampant as well, fantasy-based one. Yeah, I'm not really all into the fantasy stuff, but we'll see. Maybe that might change if I want to try and grow the channel a bit more, get a bit more diversity in the wargaming scene for us in the YouTube, historical YouTube scene. Magus, but Sabotage 3 has messaged me on Saturday that he's printing me a few new unreleased Arnhem buildings. His Arnhem stuff looks so good. I'm so jealous of all of you guys that live in the UK and America, but the UK at the moment, because you guys get so much cool stuff and we just get left behind. Typical Australia, just get left behind. Mikey, when I see Paul next, we'll have a chat and see if we can get something over to you. Yeah, no stress, mate. Like I said, no hate, mate. No hate at all. We'll just see. He didn't rule it out. It's just me being, a bit more optimistic. He didn't rule it out, sending samples, but we'll see. And I really appreciate it. If you can have a subtle word, then that's also really appreciated. But I don't expect anything like that. I just ask. And if they're willing to do it, then that's great. A lot of the times, I don't even know if it's rewarding for them to send me samples. I'm always very, very polite when I do my reviews. I try not to be too negative, but perhaps they don't work out in terms of people buying stuff. I think AB does. I think I've converted quite a few people to painting AB figures and buying AB figures and Warlord Games. I know that I do a bit with them because my affiliate link gets used quite a lot. But yeah, with the smaller companies, I'm not so sure. So, it is what it is. I'll definitely try and get some 3D printed here because they look too bloody good to pass. Or I'll go with the Sarissa Precision, or however you pronounce them, MDF Dutch buildings. I don't know what I'll do if I go down that route just to make it easier. I'm not much into fantasy either, but I'm tempted to try Harefoot jousting. Okay, that's no idea what that is. Lord Packers, I bought Caesar in local store because of you. All pile of shame. I'm so sorry. All hail pile of shame. Yeah, I'm so sorry, mate. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that my reviews and stuff are helping. My reviews are terrible. When I compare them to other people that review, they give you the history, give you nice close-up shots. Mine are very rushed and very much like, this is my thoughts on it, and that's it. But yeah. John Shepard, but yeah, if I was going to do Lord of the Rings, I would use late Roman or Romano British miniatures for the armors of the men, as that is what Tolkien based his men for. Okay, that's I did not know that, but okay, that's very cool. I very much like the movies. I need to go with what the movie. I want the characters. I don't want all the ones from the books. I want the ones from the movies. I love the movies too much. I've read the books, but yeah, I'm all about the movies. I think they were just so good. Until The Hobbit came along, I hate The Hobbit. I hate The Hobbit. All the other movies that came after The Hobbit, the TV series, none of it cuts the mustard for me. The Lord of the Rings, I think the filming style was just perfect. Just enough CGI in there to make it believable. But I love the feeling of it being proper, the proper actors in there, not all just computerized characters. Um, You just don't get that anymore. The Hobbit ruined it for me. It was all just CGI overload. It was just horrible. I just did not like that. But yeah, I think Rings of Power. I didn't watch the first season, and then I think I saw something on Facebook or Twitter or something. Somebody saying that two orcs were having a child, and I thought, no, I'm not even going to contemplate it. That's it. That's me done. I'm not even going to even facilitate it. I'm not even going to watch it. I'll just stick to my Lord of the Rings and be in my happy place. Whenever I want to get my Lord of the Rings fix, I'll just watch that. I won't watch anything else. The Barons War stuff has blown up over here at Salute. Salute, I had a little demo game. It was great. Yeah, it looks so good. Um, and I love the fact that they do like well the Scottish War of Independence or whatever it was called. Um, um, yeah, that's just so cool. I probably will get some stuff just for my own painting. I might not even do tutorials on it. I just probably just get them just to paint up for myself. Um, Insport Fantasy Jousting game that's coming out soon or is already out. Okay, all right. It's interesting. Yeah, definitely not my cup of tea, but I might check it out anyway because I always say that and then I'm always like, oh, that looks cool. Lord Papkin's got Hobbit is decent when you compare it to the Ring of Power. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, Ring of Power didn't get a great ride up, to be fair. Jeffrey's Pot, I used my remaining Lord of the Rings figures with Dragon Rampart, and I've recently found my Return of the King rulebook and remaining magazines. Okay, cool. Cool. So there is, you can, like, cross-compatible. That's good. Lord Pumpkin's put Lord of the Rings is mostly practical effects boosted by CGI. Yeah, and then when I watch how they made Lord of the Rings, I think it was just, yeah, it just felt real to me. It felt a lot more real. Maybe it's just my youth. I don't know. But when I watched The Hobbit, I was like, I can't stomach this. It was just too much CGI. It was just all just too computerized. It was like I was playing a computer game without being able to play it. So I'm just sitting there waiting to like click my mouse. Like, come on, let's start the action. Let's start fighting. Um, that's what it felt like to me, anyway. Mike's, but have you got any armor tutorials coming up? You asked me this last week. Um, yes, I do. I've got a British 15 mil tank coming up for the Pacific, or not Pacific, the Far East. I've got a Japanese tank coming up. I've got some German tanks coming up. Um, I've got some guns as well, 17 pounder, 6 pounder, 75 mil howitzer, M22 Locust. I need to get myself a Tetrarch as well. So yeah, that's all planned, but they're all on the back burner at the moment. So infantry because of all the new releases. So we've got the Victrix release that's coming out. The video is coming out for that very soon. We've got some 20 mil British Paras I need to paint up. We've got some more Bush Wars that are potentially coming out. We've got castles. We've got it all happening, guys. It's all happening. A lot of it's repeat. We've got Splinter. as well using Vallejo paints. Yeah, it's all busy, busy, busy here. Mike Taylor's put the 17 pounder is a beast. Yeah, it is a bloody beast. Just shame it wasn't put to good use. And I was having this argument in my head. I would love to know if the Brits didn't take the 17 pounder to Arnhem, what would they have substituted it with? Because they had the Hamilcar glider. I don't think they would have had Horsa gliders spare, so they would have had to have taken either just filled the Hamilcar gliders up with infantry, jeeps, or with Tetrarchs available, or even the M22 Locust. And I think if Tetrarchs were available, then you could substitute the Recce jeeps with armored tanks, light tanks. Then the ambush on the way to the bridge wouldn't have been so severe. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting little argument I had in my head. If I was command, how would I have tried to change things? The orbat of them going into Arnhem, I would have changed a lot actually, but I'm not that. All right, anyway, so carrying on. I'm going to wrap this up as well, guys. I need to get to bed. It's work for me tomorrow. Mike, your 17 pounder is stunning. It was absolutely stunning. And you asked me a question and I forgot to reply to you. Did I like the basing? I thought your basing was spot on. Really, really well done. Your static grass was great, mate. So really well done. Top job on that. Your gun especially was really well done. It looks very weathered, but really nice in the panels with the right colors and stuff. So yeah, really well done, mate. I'd be very, very proud of that if I was you. But I think you should do a tutorial for Ruby Guns M24, especially for Dime Pen Poo. I don't know about that. Foo with an assorted guide on French paras. Ah, okay, yes. Maybe, maybe that might be a very, very niche tutorial. Might not get as many views, but maybe I might do it. Might do it. And Numidians, I'm going to pester you until it's out. Send you a DM a week until it's there for me to enjoy. I think I'm one of the few looking for that one, but I want it still. Yes, I will, mate. I promise you I'm going to do them. I haven't forgotten. I've got them right next to my epic American War of Independence US inventory. So I will be painting them. It's just a matter of when, not if. Okay, so I promise you they're coming. It just might not be in the next few weeks. Sorry. But yes, you can pester me as much as you like. I'll just have to. You're a Panzer Ace as well, so I can't annoy you. God damn it. Just joking. Friday, I played in a bot action tournament, says Iron Ghost. I won Best Painted Army. Paint them using your P-Dot tutorial. Thanks. Brilliant, mate. Really well done. Congratulations. I'm chuffed to bits for you. And that's amazing that my tutorial helped you with that one. That is so, so good. I hope you passed on the word too. Spread the love. But yeah, really well done, mate. It's always hard to win Best Painted, so you've done a top job there. Mike Taylor's, but if we didn't have the 70 pound, they could have taken my missus. She would have sorted them out. Yeah, I think if you take all of the women, all the wives from this chat, then yeah, they wouldn't have stood a chance. She said that, lol. John Shepard, I've got some 28mm Britannia miniatures, 1960s Congo minis to paint, and Mike horror mercenaries and African tribal warriors and warlords. Wow, yeah, you're really into it. You've got a lot, mate. You've got a lot. Mike's book, Christian, can you please paint the 20mm howitzers for a tutorial? Yes, I'm gonna do all the guns in a tutorial. I think, yeah, we'll do that. Oscar's giving me a love heart. I will do it, mate. I promise you. I promised you I was gonna do them, and I will definitely do them for you. Frank's, but I'd love to see some French Paris. Empress Miniatures make some. If you don't like them, you could sell them. You trying to buy more of my stuff there, Frank? But yeah, okay, we can maybe do something. Oscar's, but I still see your tutorials, even if I'm not interested in the area you're painting. Who can overlook that sexy voice? Nice to have in the background while I'm slogging on the Romans. I've never had anyone say my voice is sexy, so I appreciate it, Oscar. I appreciate it a lot, mate. Maybe I should move to OnlyFans, just do talking. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here on that bombshell. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys all joining, as always. These Sunday live streams are very, very fun, and I do enjoy them a ton. Um, you guys have been asking some brilliant questions. I really appreciate you sticking it out with me for an hour. I think an hour is the sweet spot. Gives us enough time to talk, and you don't have to tie up too much of your day with me chewing your ear off. But I do appreciate you guys, especially your regulars that are always in here, making me look like I'm a popular live streamer with 20 to 30 of you on here, which is awesome. Makes me feel very, very chuffed to be doing it. Um, but yeah, appreciate you all, and to the paid members that are in the channel with us as well. You guys are bloody legends. So you guys are still messaging. ASMR when? Yes, I know. Thanks for the vids. I'm new to this. Paints 28mm figs. I struggle with getting the faces looking good. I will be doing another face tutorial because the one I've got is too basic. I might try and focus on a bit more in depth, but I'm still not happy with it. Great stream, says Mikey. Cheers, guys, says Mike. Painting Panzer grins. ASMR says Ian. Yes, bye. See you later. Enjoyed the chat, says Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's an Australian distributor for Empress Miniatures, but can't remember the name. Yes, I do know them. I've bought from them recently for my Zulu War figures. Yes, I do know them. Thank you for the tip, though. Later, all Mikey's Pop fanboys. Yeah, Nick Jackson says cheers. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much. And for all of you watching on Catch Up, I will catch you next Sunday at 9:30 Australian Western Standard Time. And until then, I will catch you at the next one. Now I've got to turn this thing off. This one. No, that one. See you guys.